El Monte is not a wealthy city. The median household income is just $54,000 annually. Yet, the city attorney, Rick Olivarez, is making hundreds of thousands of dollars every few weeks. Here, at the July 19th City Council meeting, one after another, community members spoke up against Mr. Olivarez.
Rick Olivarez is robbing our city. Today he's walking away with $330,000. That is too much money. He is robbing our poor city of El Monte.
I'm here tonight because it bothers me as an educator, as a parent, as a taxpayer, that your attorney, Rick Olivarez, is being way overpaid. Highly paid, but he lacks integrity and he lacks honesty. Okay? That bothers me as a human being, and I really think that should bother all of you sitting there. The amount of money that he is being paid from different districts is astounding. Now that money could be for low economic students. That money could be used for rents for people. That money could be used for scholarships for more than one person. That money could be used for food banks. And I could go on and on and on with the list of things that money could be used for. What I don't understand is I stand here and I see highly qualified people sitting there, that why you would allow one person to steal that money. And I didn't say earn it, you notice that. I said steal, because he is stealing it. He's not qualified from what I can see and from what I hear and things I read about him. The only thing why he's here is because somehow he got his attorney law and because of his background, his parents. That's the only reason. But he's not highly qualified, and all that money he's getting from different districts is being funded back to him, and I don't know what he's doing with it, because he's not going to take it to the grave. So I would like you to at least start thinking about this, because this is a item that's going to come up over and over and over again. And I did want to say something else too, because you had prayer, and I like that. I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But I think that you should get together and pray over him to change his ways, to change his way of thinking, and to tell him to stop stealing money. And I want you to help him stop that stealing money. Use that money for your community. Use that money for children. Use that money for low economic people. They're out there. They're trying for help. And you may say, I have this little organization. I have these little things going on here and there. And we're helping him. He's taking a lot of that money that you could be using for those other projects. So I'm standing here asking you to think about that. And I will be back again until this situation changes. And I know more people will be coming to speak about that.
I think the last week was you said about Olivarez. Today he's making $333,000. We should give back that money to the wife of the two officers. That's a lot of money. So much money. A retainer of $78,000. It went from $60,000 to $78,000. That's way too much. You hear me, her? That's too much. So Olivarez is the biggest welfare queen, getting hundreds of thousands every few weeks from our taxpayers. He got all the money because he did all the dirty work for Quintero, right? So Quintero and Olivarez are crooks. They're crooks. They have ties to the worst criminals, like Gascon, and his advisor, Mario Trujillo from Downey. Quintero wants to hijack Velasco's drug driving. You did that, Olivarez. You hit it. Olivarez is not giving us public records. I asked for public records. You paying us for fools or what? So sad. It's ridiculous. He wants taxpayers' money because he's going to give it all to the three puppets, to fund their campaign. Fund DUI Herrera's campaign and corrupted Maria Morales. So I think it's time for a change. This November, we're going to look into it, taking Herrera and Morales out. We need to get these two out. And then Lori, congratulations, and we'll be watching. Okay? Thank you.
I am extremely concerned about the city attorney. There's so many layers to it, but just, you can look on the agenda, community members can go on the agenda right now. This is so obnoxious. His law firm is making $333,000 for like a few weeks of work?
Yep.
Come on! Like, okay, there's been some months when it's been like 150, that's obscene. But now you're at 333,000?
A month.
Yikes!
Wow.
I know for a fact that other law firms don't charge this much. You can look at even like the BB&K people. They're only charging, for example, yes, the city of Downey, like $35,000 a month. So 35 versus 333,000? This is ridiculous, and I don't know that you council members get it. You can be held liable for this because this is you're gifting public funds. It's just like the Bell scandal, except it's right out in the open. And there's you have the LA Times on your side.
Yeah.
Why is it that the LA Times isn't covering this story plus all the other stories? Why is it that they only cover when Miss Muela, who is on the outs with the rest of the council members, and with Mr. Olivarez, and there's that scandal? Why does that get covered? Oh yeah, because you people are working in concert with that propaganda machine known as the LA Times. But thankfully the people are reading the agendas, and we don't accept this. We don't accept the fact that, again, the city attorney, I went on the Naleo board website and I saw that he appears right next to Mr. Ricardo Lara, who is being investigated for insurance, right, for all the campaign finance fraud that he's done. And there's pretty strong, like it's gonna happen, like he's guilty. And he's been guilty of many other things. You can go to Ricardo Lara scandal, like that's a website out there. So it's ridiculous that we have this city attorney here, and I'm especially concerned because my upcoming U.S. Representative, Robert Garcia, very proudly said a huge thank you to Mr. Rick Olivarez for his support and endorsements. He is an incredible attorney and leader across Southeast LA and California. That's false. He's actually just one of the leading thieves of the public dollar. And you people need to stop voting for so much money for him.
Just like as previous speakers, I'm kind of disgusted. Why are we having the city attorney, which looking at right here, $333,039.05? Why are we still paying that much? I'm pretty sure it's coming out of our tax dollars.
Yeah, it is.
So I remember if those who were running for election about transparency. Where are your principles about transparency when it comes to those situations? I don't see no oversight hawk committee about spending for attorney fees for that much. Like other previous speakers, I check with other city attorneys, they don't spend that much money as we do. And that's very questionable. Very questionable. And those who are watching or even listening, this is very important. Because again, we're spending money. That money could have been in different resources, other areas that is needed. But again, the previous council, previous mayorship, Andre Quintero and the rest, the same problems again, the same agenda. As a resident, as an activist, it is time to rise up. And it's enough is enough with this. Because I remember with former Councilman Bart Patel, when we had that fireworks committee, we're still having legal counsel for that ad hoc committee, for that fireworks committee, and we're spending money on that. But again, this has to stop. So those who are saying that transparency that you guys are running for, you're full of it.
Olivarez is very milking our city with money, not just this year, but in the past. And it's been very concerning that if you're a resident of a city or school board and you have Olivarez and Madruga's law firm, it is time to rise up and raise those questions. Because if he's doing it here in El Monte, he's going to do it in your communities where he's at, or potentially in communities that he has interest in really coming.
In the past, we have asked for public records, and he has not complied with that. He gives us this bullshit of information that we don't need. I didn't want a tally. I wanted invoices, and he's not providing the invoices to the community, so that's a violation of the Public Information Act. So, he needs to be sued. We're not going to have that anymore. We're tired of it.